On today's episode in the box, you're going to learn how to accept or reject a billion naira offer from Saudi Arabia. More African players have been on the move in this transfer window, and we'll tell you all about that. And also, the Women's World Cup is eating up as the Super Falcons of Nigeria and the Bayana Bayana of South Africa have done us proud. But a good number of fans are not particularly proud of Mason Greenwood's situation in Manchester United, with a young Englishman set to return. And the jury here will decide whether he should play for Manchester United again. My name is Ayomide Shotbo, and I double as a judge and anchor in this episode, with a lot of debates set to ensue. And I'm not doing the debate alone. Of course, the jury casting is by my left here, Ibikule Sarako. How you doing, Ibikule?
Thank you for having me, Ayo. It's very good to be in this box with all of you. It's a little bit dull where I am at the moment, but obviously, hopefully, we get.
Why is it dull?
Hopefully, we get this debate on the way. Let's see how it goes.
I can sure tell you that when this debate gets to the peak of it, it won't be dull. Anyways, the person I like to call Faiga is here. Faiga, how you doing?
I'm very good, AY. It's nice to make my debut on the podcast, and I can't wait for us to get down.
But why are you dull?
Why am I dull? Well, I think today's just another day. But I think as we get into the show, I think maybe my mood will get better and brighter.
You need to put fire in your boss because we need a lot of that energy in this episode. But then let's start. The Women's World Cup is where we start in today's episode. And the Super Falcons of Nigeria and the Bayana Bayana of South Africa are into the last 16 as Africa's. But what have you made of their campaign so far? Let's start with the Super Falcons of Nigeria.
Can I go on, Ayo?
Yeah, you can.
Hear me? Okay,
of course, sure.
Very good. So basically, it's been a fantastic one for Nigeria. Going away from the dilly-dally as regards their whole preparation and the world drum not being the right man for the job, Oparanozie coming back, Oshwala, either she doesn't want to really play for the Super Falcons, there were a lot of discuss about her not bringing in that same energy she uses in Spain down to Nigeria. But away from all of that, it's very good to know that the team as a whole, came together, stuck together.
Yeah.
Took out the coach's instruction very well, because I think we need to give Randy Waldrum a big round of applause. We need to give him kudos for what he has done.
And on Randy Waldrum, he came out to say after the match that, look, you better regard him now. Practically, that's what he said. I'm not quoting him word for word, but he's come out to say you better regard him. I mean, there's more reasons to regard him now. He's the first coach in the history of the Super Falcons to lead them out of a group phase in a World Cup unbeaten.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, Ayo, if you understand. He's done a fantastic job. We all can't shy away from this. We are all Nigerians seated in this box, and we know how it goes outside. Yeah, their preparation wasn't really good as opposed to the other African sides that played some top teams going into the competition. We had to settle for, I think, an under-13 team out there in Australia. So it really wasn't that easy for him to do. But against the Canadians, we saw the girls stuck to what they asked them to do, play the low block, let them come, then hit them on the counter, and thankfully, Chiamaka Nnadozie saved that penalty against Australia, against all odds against the Australians, the co-host. We came out dug in deep.
Yeah.
Even though we went behind very early on, we came out dug in deep and, got the result 3-2. Then against Ireland, all we needed was a draw, and for some reasons, they were relaxed a little bit, but they still got the result. So for me, it's been a very good tournament so far. I hoped we won the game against Ireland so we could have topped the group, which would have helped us probably play Denmark in Group D as opposed to playing the European champions England. What Lauren James and the likes, Lauren James, Alessia Russo, Lucy Bruns, all these ladies are doing out there for the Lionesses is outwardly. So I really did not want us to face that team. But hey, we've come this far. Who says we can't defeat them in the round of 16?
Well, Faiga, there's an actually, because I know you like actuallys, but there's an actually to look forward to. But before we talk about the Super Falcons, of course, credit to the Bayana Bayana as well. Desiree Ellis's team are also into the last 16, in spite of the fact that they left it late.
Okay, let me first make a confession here now. I was rooting for South Africa over Nigeria in this Women's World Cup.
Oh,
Are you
interesting.
serious?
Are you
Yes,
serious?
feel
In
free.
Nigerian?
Yeah, feel free.
For
Yeah,
South
so
African.
maybe feel
We are
free.
revoking
Yeah.
your passport.
Please feel free. I'm ready to become a South African citizen now.
Can you imagine?
And the reason for that is in far-fetched.
What about the label of our heroes past?
You can't wait to.
Well, those labels of our heroes past, I think they are in the past, right? And
Oh my word.
yes, they are in the past. And I actually think South Africa is the present now. And I think it's something that should really worry the Super Falcons. I remember watching the 2018 WAFCON final.
Fight guy, did I hear you say Nigeria is the past?
I'm sorry to make that admission, but I think so, yes.
Yeah, sorry.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, because South Africa is really looking like the present, and that's why I'm giving an
But
analysis.
Nigeria somehow made it out as an unbeaten side in the group phase. Not even some heavyweights didn't manage that feat.
But you need to but okay, yes, agreed to that. But look at how South Africa played. They were mostly unlucky, right? Look at against Sweden. They could have had that win.
Luck is a part of football.
And
Yeah,
I believe you make your own luck because Kunle, I think I'll negate what you said right there. Every team has a game plan going into the tournament. You can't compare the caliber of teams that the Super Falcons played in Group D to the caliber of teams that South Africa played in Group G, I think, if I'm not wrong. We played two teams that were in the top 10 ranking.
You meant to say that the Falcons were in Group B, right?
Yes, Falcons in Group B, Group B, while obviously South Africa in Group G.
Yeah.
The Falcons played two teams that are ranked top 10 in the world. The reigning Olympic champions, Canada, and one of the best female sides in the world, Australia. So it wasn't really like
the 10th ranked team in the world.
world. So it wasn't really like it was a stroll in the park for us. Even the Irish team, there a lot of people felt like, oh, they're really not that good.
They're ranked
they are
above
making their
Nigeria.
debut. They are 22nd in the world, and we are 40th. So you need to also give kudos to the Falcons in that aspect for obviously wild drum, understanding what the girls needed to do, and on the part of the girls themselves, understanding the assignments, understanding the coach's instruction,
think the interesting
and doing
thing
the right
is
thing.
these rankings we've talked about in Nigeria's group didn't reflect the quality when Nigeria faced them. I mean, picking up a draw against Canada, Olympic champions, winning against Australia, silencing an entire home nation, and then picking up a crucial point against Republic of Ireland. I mean, it's difficult. I'm out of words to describe how that is for real.
Okay, so the thing is, I actually get what your Ibikunle is saying here, right? Now, but the thing is, I think it's a case of like two contrasts, right? So I can say maybe the Super Falcons are kind of good defensively, which is the weakness for South Africa. Obviously, that's why they can't hold on to their lead. But when you look at offensive play, I mean, South Africa have scored, if I calculated, that should be like 5 or 6 goals. They've scored six goals. And I've not probably done some more. That might probably be the biggest.
Somebody did say that the best form of attack is defense.
Yeah.
But also, obviously, too,
the
best form of defense is attack. We need to also get that out there.
Exactly. Yeah. Now, the thing is this. They have shown, what I can see in South Africa is they are not afraid, right? Yeah. They will go at you.
So do you think the Falcons are afraid?
Well, I'm not saying they're afraid, but when you look at how the Falcons
South
offensive
African anyway.
We need to rescind your passport.
No.
After this show, Kunle,
he's already a South African.
Murtala Mohammed International Airport.
No,
come back to this country.
We'll give him an escort.
I would actually love at least to visit South Africa.
Talking about actualities, we're going to do that in front because I have a question from the actuality point of view. But Zambia at least gave themselves a debut to remember, defeating Costa Rica 3-1. I mean, does that give you some form of optimism for women's football in Zambia?
Well, it does, and it doesn't. First of all, you need to understand that these were a side that I personally rated highly going into the tournament off the back of what they did at last year's WAFCON and their performances in the friendly games they played building up to the tournament. Obviously, they defeated Germany, one of the best sides in women's football, just before the competition began, and I felt like, their front line was going to be something very, very, very tough for any team in the group or even in the tournament to hold, having, Baba Banda and Rachel Kondenaji up there in front. Yeah. But for some reasons, I don't even want to know. I can't really say. For some reasons, injuries here and there, unexpected injuries, their number one goalkeeper, who I felt is probably the best ball playing goalkeeper in Africa. Obviously, no disrespect to Chia Amaka Nandozie, probably the best goalkeeper
Please don't
in Africa.
disrespect her.
No, I'm not. Now, come on, now, you are.
I think
Probably the
she's-
best
I
goalkeeper.
think
in
Nandozie- I think Nandozie is the
no,
best.
Una Dozier is more of like, let's say,
a David De Gea.
De Gea,
Yeah, when
yeah.
it comes to making saves.
Yeah.
But the
Yeah.
But
Zambian
Masunda is
goalkeeper,
more of-
you know, Masunda knows how to
maybe
use her
an
legs.
Ederson, maybe
you
more of
understand?
an Ederson.
Definitely. So she knows how to use her legs and all of those. Then there was Grace Chanda, you know, picking up illness for some reasons. They really didn't say it was an injury. They didn't say it was. They just said an illness. I don't know what type of
I
illness.
hope it wasn't
usually.
village
Did you
people,
just
though.
compare?
It's definitely village people because what type of illness usually
Did
has
you
to
just
be
compare Nandozie to a Manchester United hero? Because I don't think he's a legend, and I'm saying it for the second time on this show.
But Una Dozier is
Why?
actually showing. Wait, but Una Dozier is actually
Continue.
showing that she. I'm sorry, but I think I see her as a hero because she has.
No,
she's
it's not
young
about
and she
her.
has
I
He's
don't
this-
think you got. I don't think you
He
got
is
the
saying
gist.
David De Gea is not a Manchester United legend. He
You
said he's a
compared
hero.
her to David De Gea.
No, I think you know
And
what
I-
I'll do. I think next show
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to bring a dictionary for Ayo.
Dictionary to
So
come.
what I'll do is
Dictionary
we'll define what a hero is.
Yeah,
and
a
what
hero saves you in the
How
time.
does-
Hold on. A hero saves you in your time of
Which
need.
De Gea did?
What else
Which De
has
Gea
David De
did?
Gea done for
Which
Manchester
De Gea did
United
for many
except
years?
save them from their? I mean, in their
Young
time
man,
of
don't let me
need.
come to your location and come and talk. See, which De Gea did for many years.
Okay.
Saved Manchester United from, collapsing. Even if we did collapse on a lot of occasions, saved our blushes a lot of times.
Then what the hell is your point?
My point is, he is a legend, and you're saying he is a hero. He's both. He has been a hero on
If
several
Man
occasions.
United
He's
collapsed,
a
like you
legend.
said, then it's not a legend. It's a hero.
That's talk for that's
but
probably a bad talk. We'll probably
Manchester.
say that out
Why
loud.
would Manchester United? Why would you even bring up the thought of Manchester United collapsing? That's what I'm even trying.
But
to
Anyways,
we
they
did.
did
the
collapse
biggest
for the
and
stature of the
one
club.
of the most valuable football.
But in footballing,
sports
Money
brands
has
in the world.
money has
You
nothing
know?
to do with it. But
Yeah.
no. See, I think we need to stay on this topic right now.
Okay.
The Zambian side, very unlucky with the injuries. Forget David De Gea. Very unlucky with the injuries. Grace Chandler, Masanda, as he said. Then for some reasons, their defense that seemed really solid at the WAFCON got tested a lot in that group. It wasn't really easy. Them playing 2011 champions,
Only
Japan,
you
having
have
to play
no
Spain and all
de
of these guys.
facto power to sway that topic of David De Gea away. But actually,
I think
let's
do.
move away from that to Manchester. No, come on. Now you put Manchester United
see?
in
You
my
see?
mouth.
And you said I don't
but
have the
anyway,
de facto
you
power.
don't have the de facto power.
Okay.
But let's talk about.
If that makes you sleep well
Let's
at
talk
night.
about Nigeria. Let's talk about Nigeria now, right? We'll face England on Monday, and that is a really, really, really tough task. But what do you expect? Is it the end of the road for the Super Falcons? Because let's do some little pun here. We have Super Falcons who have $60,000 already. And then you want them to chase some pound of flesh against the Lionesses of England.
Sorry, how much is $60,000 in naira first? Like, because
Are we really doing
trying to
this?
calculate.
I'm sure it's in excess
Are
of
we
50
seriously
million
doing
naira.
this on this show?
Wow. No, I'm just trying to see how rich the Falcons, because all of them. And I'm sure there are some players who are in the NWFL who are actually in the team as well. So
Yeah.
they're going to come back home millionaires. Oh my
And
oh my
I
goodness.
think it was well deserved because
Well-
I saw a video on social media where the outgoing general secretary, FIFA,
Yeah.
Fatma Samura, congratulated the girls. It was really nice.
Yeah.
Some of these young ladies having the feel of that sort of big personality in their dressing room. Speak to them, encourage them, let them know that the whole of Africa is behind them, except maybe obviously Kunle here, who for some reasons
He's a South
Yeah,
African.
yeah.
South
now.
African now.
South African for now. Yeah.
So obviously, it's a very good
Kule,
one
before
for the girls.
before we Faiga, before we revoke,
That's true, man.
Before we revoke, we have
for
to
the rest of
Kunle.
this show, don't call me Kunle again.
What should I call you?
Kani, call me Kani.
Oh, okay, interesting. But we have two Kunles, by the way. But away from that now, before we revoke Faiga's passport, can you say something in South African language?
I bet you can't.
I'm interesting because I'm trying to imagine that when we see him off at the airport, what would he say when he lands in Cape Town?
Probably speak
or
Yoruba.
Johannesburg.
I'm trying to remember
Come
this
on,
one.
man.
There's a
Come
word there,
on.
Lunde. I've heard
You are
one
trying
word.
to remember.
Lundelo or
This
something
brother,
like-
this brother will probably end up in jail. I swear.
Lundelo.
What do you want to
trying-
do?
Anyways,
Nah, man, come on.
We've
South
been-
Africa is a beautiful country. Come
No,
on.
it is. No, it
I
is.
mean,
But,
have you been there before?
I'll definitely be going there in
Oh,
the nearest future.
so you want to go there for the first time with?
Yeah,
you know,
I've never
chains
been
in
there.
your-
You know, I've never
chains-
been there, but
Kani,
you
Kani,
know,
you need to
I need to start
you need to
harboring.
start packing his bags.
Obviously,
you need
after
to.
the show, Kunle is going.
Okay.
Oh,
Kunle is going.
Okay.
I,
obviously.
I wouldn't
Kunle is
mind
going.
that.